name's Wayne Jacobs. I'm the co-founder and CEO of 1 in a Million. Yeah, so 1 in a Million started back in 2005. Myself and another gentleman by the name of Matthew Band met to discuss and to look at how we could reach out to the disadvantaged children and young people right across our district. That led us on to our first project in 2006, and we rolled our projects out ever since then, working right across all the communities here in the Bradford Metropolitan District. Yeah, really important to us is our foundations, built on our values and putting the child at the heart of everything we do, which is really most precious thing that we do as an organisation. Whatever we do across the organisation, it's the child at the heart of all we do. Then we have our values, which are compassion, honesty, integrity and excellence. And I always say like this, if you're going to be involved with our organisation, if you're going to be a part of 1 in a Million, be that employed or voluntary, anything that you do to support us, you must have compassion for children and young people. You must work on their behalf with sheer honesty. Have integrity as you represent them, as you represent yourself, as you represent our organisation, and as you represent our district. And then excellence. We are not saying we're excellent. What we are trying to do is bring excellence to some young lives who maybe because they've been born in a different part of their city or district, they don't have some of the opportunities that are afforded to others. That's kept us really and kept us helping to build on our foundations. Alongside that, we had our hub and spoke model, which we knew from the start how we would grow our work. And then obviously it was all about the passion that drove us and taking us forward to advance that work across the district. So quite simply, for us to engage children and young people, especially from areas where sometimes they, as our name says, we're trying to help them to find out who they are and why they are. And so the name and our term 1 in a Million is all about them. It's about them being 1 in a million. And then it's about us finding their passions and interests. And we use sports, arts and enterprise to engage them. So lots of sporting projects, lots of the arts and lots of enterprise projects, but we have some in there that there are foundations in those activities. So football, cricket, rugby, athletics are always in there. Drama and dance are always in and around there. And then any enterprise programs that we've built onto that. Over the years, we've outworked our vision through our community projects, our school, our positive lifestyle centre, yacht, and our fundraising and what we call our corporate events and sponsorship activities. So our community programmes, as I mentioned, started in 2006 up in Canterbury here in Bradford. And what we've tried to achieve from then is to grow the organisation. Really, that means to grow our connectivity with children and young people in the 5 constituencies against our district. And how we do that is we look to engage them through our youth and kids clubs and other activities, drop in some taster courses, again trying to find their passion and what really motivates them and what helps them with their well-being. And then if we can find those passions, we can find those what their interests really are, we can move it to our development centres and hopefully get them some kind of qualification, so accreditation, and also whilst we're working with them individually, maybe to overcome some difficulties or some areas in their life, some informal education around that. And that's the nub of what we do really. How can we meet a young person, a child, and support them through, and hopefully at one point as they come to the brink of their adult life that they're ready to engage in society and even into the world of work.
My journey started in 2006 when I attended the first ever project at Grange School. I grew up in Canterbury Estate where 1 in a Million's projects were initiated. I then took a referee course and was volunteering on Saturday mornings at the project. I then moved over to the organisation as employee at 2010 where I became an apprentice in the community department, working in both Canterbury and Biley Estates. I then joined 1 in a Million's alternative provision. I spent 4 years there before moving on to positive lifestyles and then into my role in 2017 as pastoral head of year. 1 in a Million has given me an opportunity to have a career and to give something back to the community and to work with those children and young people that I worked with at a very young age and invest time into children and young people of Bradford. I think there's only 4 fitting words, and that's compassion, honesty, integrity and excellence. They're the schools and 1 in a Million is a wider organisation's values, something that employees, volunteers, parents and our young people live by.
I first became involved about 12 years ago when my oldest girl now started going to football on a Friday night and cricket and stuff, so it was like multi-sports. They sort of got me going up to Grange School to do it with them, and I just sort of followed on from there and carried on helping out. Started off in youth outside doing sports activities on a Friday night. They used to come up and help out as well as take part in stuff. So they'd give out oranges and stuff like that and drinks and stuff for the rest of the children that were there. And it just sort of went from there. Then my partner got involved. She now works with us, Ursula. So it's just a family affair, I think, on Canterbury for us. Really changed them to the best. Chloe, which is my middle daughter, she now works in the school at the 1 in a Million free school, so she's gone on to working with young people as well. My youngest daughter, Shannon, she's now at university training to be a teacher. And my oldest girl, Tina, she comes and helps out in kids clubs still and still works with us. It really humbles me sometimes when I see the young people that I'm working with now, and because I've worked there for such a long time, on what they've gone on to become. I mean, like my girls have all gone on to do something different, working alongside kids and stuff. And then you've got other people that have left there now, that are now at university learning to be lawyers and stuff like that. So it's really good to make that I've had that impact in their lives.
I got involved in 2009 as a volunteer. A couple of sessions later, brought my kids along. And a couple of years later that, I ended up being responsible for all of Monday night's athletics. And it's been, 12 years now. So we've had hundreds of children who have come just to have fun in athletics because of our low coach to children ratio. Normally have about 4 children to 1 coach. So just had lots of fun, time to run around and just be involved in being active in a safe environment. From that, there have been some children who've shown a real desire and aptitude to take athletics further. So they come to our development centres in Biley, also through in other parts of Bradford. And those children have had the opportunity to represent Bradford or West Yorkshire at the English schools national competitions in Birmingham or Gateshead and win medals nationally. So that's been fantastic for them. We've had some of them who have not then gone on with athletics after that, but written to us to say that without their involvement in 1 in a Million, they wouldn't have had the confidence to either apply to university or to be able to do their interview. That's been fantastic for us to hear. That's been more than just sports. From the point of view of volunteers like myself, I've had the opportunity to 1 in a Million to become an England coach tutor. And also because of my specialism in triple jump, then to represent England as a national coach at international competitions in the Czech Republic and in the Channel Islands as well. So things that I would never have had the opportunity to do without my volunteering 1 in a Million 12 years ago.
So we first got involved working with 1 in a Million way back in 2010, I think, when we had what was called our Good Neighbour programme, through which we worked with small grassroots community projects, and we met Craig and Wayne, and their vision, they kind of shared the same vision. So as I said, our purpose is to help put people on a path to a better everyday life. So that's people in disadvantaged areas, and Meeting the Charity, they were doing exactly the same thing. So we just worked naturally together. We originally funded 2 workers, one in Shipley and one in Keighley, and then our programme started to develop, so we started to work more with national partners. So we have some education partners who we work with, and we used that partnership to help the school as well. So we funded National Literacy Trust run the Words for Work programme in the school, so I volunteered on the programme a couple of weeks ago with some other volunteers from work, and that's all about giving young people the communication skills they need for the workplace. We fund a local education consultant who does a bespoke reciprocal reading programme. It's important to support local charities because for us it's more than just providing funding, it's actually getting to know our partners, and our partners work in the areas where we have lots of customers, so it's important that we help to make those people's lives better in the community, and working together we can make sure that we're focusing on what the community's needs are rather than just saying we want you to do this project and we fund it and that's it, we actually work closely together, and as I say, we've been working together now for over 10 years and the partnership just keeps developing.
So I've been at 1 in a Million for just over 8 years. I first started as a football coach for the community. I play for Bradford City Women, so we joined with 1 in a Million to get our girls' development centre back up and running. I then was fortunate enough to have a role within the alt-ed provision, working with the students in there, delivering some sports coach sessions. From that, the school then opened and I was offered a unqualified teacher's role, so a full-time role with 1 in a Million. I then did that for 2 years and was fortunate enough to be offered to stay on at 1 in a Million and do my teacher training. So I stayed at 1 in a Million, got my teacher training qualification and became a full-time qualified PE teacher. From that, I've then made the step to be head of department. All that within the 8 years that I've been at 1 in a Million. I've been really fortunate to be given those opportunities to get to where I am now. Also oversee our schoolhouse system, so something that's really exciting. It's the values within 1 in a Million that makes it special. The behaviours, the attitudes that we can see in the young people, the changes that it has with the young people work with, but also the staff. It really drives the organisation and makes it a nice place to work.